Welcome to my channel. This is Grace Manzi. In the video today, I'll be showing you how to make yet another standing collar with a keyhole neckline. Okay, excuse my state today, my hair, everything. I'm really so busy these days. I worked into the early hours of the morning, so well, I just had to push in a video for you guys because you are so special to me, right? So before I get into the video, I want to say a special thank you to those who are subscribing to my channel, those who liked, shared my videos, even taking time just to watch my videos. I really appreciate that, and may God bless you. If you're watching me for the first time, just hit that subscribe button, also the notification bell, so you don't miss out on the videos coming up on this channel. Okay, and one more thing I have to stress: use pencil when you are making patterns, and also test your pattern before you use that expensive fabric that you were earmarking to make yourself a special dress. Okay, test it first, and also don't use marker pen. I'm using it so that you can see what I'm doing, because you are very special to me. Okay, now let's get straight into the video. You are going to need your armhole princess dart pattern, okay, which I've just cut on the side seam here. I've left the top because we are going to work on the top. Okay, you can use this collar also on a just standard basic bodice pattern. Okay, so in that case it will just be ending here, and we will be ignoring this panel that's going out of the armhole. Okay, so the choice is yours, but I preferred to use an armhole princess dart pattern on this particular collar. You're also going to need an extra pattern piece, okay, which you are going to use when you are designing your collar. Okay, you are going to need some pins, a pair of scissors, pen and marker pen, some glue, okay, a chalk, tape measure, French curve, also your fabric, and some interfacing. We are going to be working on the neckline here, so that's where our focus will be, right? So you start by determining how low you want your neckline to be. Okay, I want mine to be 4.5 inches down, so I measure 4.5 inches. Also, I'm going to determine how wide I'm going to have my collar. Okay, this particular one you can't go more than 2.5 inches, to be honest. You don't want it to be going all the way to the ears. So mine is going to be 1.5 inches. So I start by measuring 1.5 inches. So, in other words, I'm just going to draw like a mini neckline here. Okay, like that. Okay, so once that is done, okay, remember, in the previous video we started making a curve here because and going down, because we wanted a very wide open neckline, but this one is kind of closed, so you are going to close it here, right? So you start designing your collar by making a curve, okay, something like that. cozy, you go in, right? Once you've gone in like that, you're going to measure again 1.5 inches down, right? Okay, this is just a guide, okay? And then our collar is going to, the neckline is going to end here. So you're going to now draw the keyhole. So this is just your guide to draw the keyhole from here to here and there, okay? So, depending on how big you want it to be, okay? Just want mine to be like a drop, okay? Something like that. Okay, then go ahead and smoothen it. Now, it's already starting to take shape, as you can see. Now, this from here, this is the part that we've left so that this collar can go around your neckline, okay? So instead of going up straight like in the previous video, you are going to follow that curve, okay? So you take your French curve, you just continue that curve, go up straight like that, okay? Right, and then you're going to do the same here so that you can complete the neckline to the back. Okay, so that's our neckline almost done. This is going to be behind your neck, and this is going to be your front, and that's going to be your keyhole. Imagine that's going to be the other side of your neckline, right? Now, because this is too small to go around your neckline, you are going to loosen it by measuring that part here, okay? So you measure it, see how the distance here is about 2.5 inches. So you divide it into 3, okay? So you just estimate, you don't have to be very accurate, okay? Yeah, it's about 2.25, okay? So you divide it into 3, like one part here and another part there, okay? Draw some straight lines touching that line like that, okay? So you are going to get your scissors and cut all the way going down there when you finish cutting off your neckline, okay? So basically that's the neckline done, and the armhole, the keyhole done as well. So the next thing is just to cut it out. Okay, once you've cut out the neckline as I have done, and also slashed there as I have done all the way down to this line here, you are going to get your glue and that extra pattern paper, okay? Put some glue here, okay? What you are going to be aiming at is to get approximately that length of neckline, okay? Because that's going to be too short along your neck and it might strangle you, okay? So this is what you do, you just spread it, okay, and paste it on, thread that one as well. Place it on just like that. Okay. Okay. Once that is done, go ahead and cut along that new neckline. Okay. Now you can cut out the side. Okay, just watch what I'm doing. This was the original shoulder line. You cut the shoulder slant along the shoulders slant here. That's your center front. Came out, it's a standing collar. Okay, now you can go ahead and cut along that neckline as well. Okay, like that. Okay, so there you have it. You've got a standing collar there. You can label it collar. You're going to cut 2 pieces. I went ahead and cut out the pattern pieces on some fabric, okay? The center front, the 2 side fronts, and the point of correction, the collar, you have to cut 4 pieces, okay? 4 pieces on fabric and 2 pieces on interfacing. To cut out the front facing, you need a fabric folded in half. Make sure you've got a fold on the other side, okay? Get your center front piece, okay? And lay it on like I'm doing here, okay? And pin it in place. Cut out following the center front guideline that you have already from the already cut piece. Right, you can now determine how low you want your facing to be, okay? I want mine to be just all down to the back line here, okay? So I'm going to cut from there, okay? So I will take out this part, then go ahead and shape my facing, okay? So that will be your front facing, okay? So when you open it, it will be looking like that. Okay? It will be looking like that on your front piece, okay? So that's the front facing done. You also need to cut this on some interfacing as well. Now these are the pieces that you are going to need before you start sewing, okay? Just a recap of what we have done so far. This is the center front, this is the front neck facing, okay, with the interfacing cut as well. That's the 4 pieces of the collar cut and also the interfacing. That is the side front, okay. Then I also went ahead and just made a basic bodice back, okay, just the basic, so that I can be able to attach the collar just for this tutorial, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm ready to start sewing now. So I'm going to be showing you step by step how to do just that. To start sewing, pin in place the front neck facing with right side facing to the front piece of your top, and then use a 1/4 inch sewing allowance to sew it in place. Once the stitching is done, the next thing you are going to do is to notch around, okay? Once the notching is done, okay, you turn it to the right side. And press it in place. There you go. Put a nice round keyhole there. Okay, next you're just going to neaten the edges of the facing using an overlocker or zigzag stitch if you don't have a serger. Okay, once I was done with overlocking, the next thing I'm going to do now is to join the side panels, okay, onto the center front, and also overlock the seams to tidy them up so that I get them ready to join with the back. Once the side panels were attached, as you can see, and overlocked, the next thing I did was to pin in place the shoulder seams, as you can see, okay, making sure you clearly mark the center back, because you are going to need it when you attach the collar, okay. So I'm going to use a 1/2 inch sewing allowance for the shoulder seams. Now for the collar, you start by joining them with right side facing like that, right? And this is going to be the center back, okay? So those are your 4 pieces. You always leave excess. So whatever excess you have here, when you measure your back neckline, that's going to be your seam allowance here. Mine is 1 inch, so I'm going to use 1 inch sewing allowance to join them at the back. Now the next thing, you are going to open the seams, okay, at the center back of both collars, the in and outer collar. Now this is the right side of the other facing, so you join it with the other piece with the right side facing like that, okay? Right, so I'm going to pin in place right and all the way around, okay? So when I start sewing, I'm going to leave the seam allowance here. I'm not going to start sewing from the edge. I'm going to start 1/4 inch up and then use 1/4 inch sewing allowance to sew all the way around up to about 1/4 inch before I get to the edge, okay? So that's what I'm going to be doing now. Okay, the next thing I did was to go ahead and notch around all the curvy areas, okay? This time making it a bit close, okay? Okay, notch all the way to the other side. Okay, once the notching is done, all I did was turn it over, okay? Turn the collar over to the right side like that. Straight, okay, but as you can see, that's the collar, okay? It's going to be looking like that. I'm going to be pressing it so it's nice and firm. Okay, now it's time to pin the collar onto the neckline, okay? So starting from the inside, okay, like that is the other side, I have not pinned yet. So you start from the inside, you fold in the allowance, okay, and start pinning, okay, and making sure this is going to match with your marked center back here, okay? So you do the same until you get to the other side. Once you've done that, okay, you're going to use 1/4 inch sewing allowance and sew the collar onto the neckline, okay? So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'll show you how to finish off the collar. The next thing you are going to do is to notch. I've already done it. I've been notching throughout as far as I can remember. Now you are going to lift the collar like that, okay? Right, this is the front, the center front, okay? Once you lift it, you are going to fold in 1/4 inch here, right, like that, and pin in place, okay? Going to do the same, right? Fold in 1/4 inch and pin. You see, starting to take shape now. So once you've done that, you're going to end up by just sewing right in the seam here, okay? You sew from the right side so that it's going to be looking neat. That's just the same way we do waistbands. Okay, so that's exactly what you're going to do here, right? The other way you can do it is, right, you can do some overlocking here. Okay, just do some overlocking there. That's the simplest way you can do it, and then you don't have to fold in anything. All you do is go to the right side and sew. Okay, so yeah, that's it. So I think I'll go for the second method. You could do that, okay, fold in the 1/4 inch, and instead of machine sewing, you do hand sewing. Okay, it also comes out very neat if you do it by hand. Okay, so yeah, that's the 3 methods you can do. So that's how you finish off the collar. So I'm going to finish off the collar now by doing the overlocking method. It's faster, it's also neat. Just overlock the raw edge here, and then instead of folding in, you just go to the right side and sew around the neckline. Okay, here is the finished collar. That's the finishing I've done here with the overlocking method, as you can see, right? Nice and neat. Okay, and that's the standing collar done. I'm going to put it on the mannequin so you can see what it looks like. Okay, here is the collar. That's what it will be looking like when you put it on. It really came out nice. I'm impressed. And that's the keyhole there. Right, that's the front. Okay, let's see what the back looks like. That's the back. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Thank you.